Hi, this is Milan of Soul Natural Wellness, and today's video is entitled, What Does Natural Beauty Mean Without the Use of Botox? And I find this subject so timely as I'm sitting here drinking on my cucumber water because, as we start to get older, we find ourselves, especially when you're at that midpoint of life and you're 50 and you're crossing that threshold, or maybe you're close to 60 or even 65, but you're in that mid-range and you're just not feeling quite like you used to. You're not feeling as pretty. You're not feeling as glamorous. Even though this is the point in your life where you are glamorous, you are your prettiest, and you are your most beautiful. And that's the really sad part about that thinking, is because we spend our years when we're younger trying to measure up to someone else's standard of beauty. And then when we get older, we start to feel like we're still not good enough. That maybe we looked better when we were younger, maybe we were more prettier, we're not as attracted to our husbands, we're not as, beautiful. So when you think that way, it's self-destructive. And that's the type of thinking that really falls you into the trap of going back into the past instead of living right here present, into the living present and not even in the future. So what does that mean for you? Because, when you think about the industry of Botox, and it's a $1 million industry. Just for one injection, you can spend about $100 on up to $90. And that's only if you're going to, looking at a reputable doctor, someone who, like and trust. When we go through these identity crises of not feeling enough, not feeling young enough, not feeling pretty enough, not feeling thin enough, that plays so much on our emotional being. It plays a lot of stress on our spiritual well-being. It just plays so much into who we are, and it's really negative thinking. So I remember once upon a time, even in my own life, I felt that my hair wasn't curly enough. I felt that, maybe my hair wasn't straight enough when I wore it straight. I showed too much gum when I smiled. I wasn't thin enough. I couldn't wear the same clothes I wore in my 20s and my 30s. Well, that's negative thinking, and it's really self-destructive. So I had to ask myself the question, who is it that determines mainstream beauty? And, why do I feel like I'm out of touch with it? Well, the reason that you may be feeling out of touch with mainstream beauty and feeling that you're not good enough is because even if you're not comparing yourself to someone else, you're comparing yourself to someone else. For example, in my industry, in the health coaching industry, or even in the health world, there are a lot of millennials, a lot of younger women. They're, thinner, they're bubbly. It's all about juicing. It's all about kale and paleo and detoxing. Well, when you get to my age and you get to this stage of life, that mid stage, the most important thing to you is not all of that. You want to be healthy. You want to live long. You want to age beautifully. You want to age gracefully. But the most important thing right now in your life is how you feel. And that's what dictates what is mainstream beauty. How you feel. How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about yourself inward? Because taking care of the person on the inside, the person on the outside will reveal itself. And your body always shows us gratitude once you start to really pay attention and give yourself more self-care. And I don't mean just your manicure, your pedicure, or getting your hair done, or even, going and get a massage, but really deeply taking care of yourself and really honoring yourself in the process and putting yourself first. Because for years, as women, we've been taught to, put everybody else before us. You raise children. Once your children are grown, they're still a little dependent on you. And then, especially if they're college age, they're definitely still dependent on you. And then after that years, you get into taking care of the house, or you're taking care of your family, or as they age. So you're always taking care of somebody, but we're never really taught to truly and authentically care for ourselves on a different level. And that's why this video is so important and so timely, because what does natural beauty mean without the use of Botox? And I really want that to resonate with you this evening, because the only way to really embrace natural beauty is to recognize that your body is constantly changing, to recognize that even when it comes to your skin. And I know there's this old saying that black doesn't crack. Well, that's not necessarily true, because your skin is being renewed every 28 to 48 days. So you can have nice skin today, but tomorrow, maybe with stress, excessive use of medication, or too much consumption of alcohol or even caffeine can cause a negative effect on your skin, especially if you're not, hydrating your skin at the same time. The cells in your stomach are always renewing themselves, and actually they are renewing themselves where they're actually brand new every 72 hours. So that's even more amazing, that your body is constantly changing. So even if you feel like you're not beautiful today, you can be as beautiful tomorrow, or you can be beautiful within the next 72 hours or so. So your body is always changing. Every 28 days, your skin changes, your stomach lining changes every 72 hours, your digestion, everything affects who you are from a cellular level to everything about your body. So just think about this for a minute. 1 year from today, 98% of your cells are going to be broken down, restructured, and then changed. And it's all based on how you're feeding yourself. And that's why I always say that chic women don't diet, because how you're feeding yourself determines how you age, and it also determines whether or not you are truly a woman who is naturally beautiful. So I hope this resonates with you this evening, and until our next time together, stay beautiful and healthy. And if you like this video, please feel free to indicate that you do so, or just leave a comment so I'll listen to it and I'll hear it and see it later. Have a great day. Bye.